loosen up, but deep in my pursuit of the cat that. Am I cool enough? No, probably not, but still moving up. That's a money verb while sitting at the computer, and yeah. Mission moves along, gonna make it easy for them all to come and get involved. Stage nation been going up, volume isn't my middle name, still see me in that order book. Need to learn to trade the patience and maybe then you'll start to cook. But still I swear I'm always chasing, I'm dumb as fuck, we don't blow it up. Jupiter, blasting out of the universe. Need to loosen up, but deep in my pursuit of the cat that. Am I cool enough? No, probably not, but still moving up. That's a money verb while sitting at the computer, and yeah. Mission moves along, gonna make it easy for them all to come and get involved. Jupiter, blasting out of the universe. Need to loosen up, but deep in my pursuit of the cat that. Am I cool enough? No, probably not, but still moving up. That's a money verb while sitting at the computer, and yeah. Mission moves along, gonna make it easy for them all to come and get involved. Stage nation been going up, volume isn't my middle name, still see me in that order book. Need to learn to trade the patience and maybe then you'll start to cook. But still I swear I'm always chasing, I'm dumb as fuck, we don't blow it up. Jupiter, blasting out of the universe. Need to loosen up, but deep in my pursuit of the cat that. Am I cool enough? No, probably not, but still moving up. That's a money verb while sitting at the computer, and yeah. Mission moves along, gonna make it easy for them all to come and get involved. Jupiter, blasting out of the universe. Need to loosen up, but deep in my pursuit of the cat that. Am I cool enough? No, probably not, but still moving up. That's a money verb while sitting at the computer, and yeah. Mission moves along.
Gonna make it easy for them. Oh, what's going on, everybody? Hello, and welcome to my dear friend Siong, who made it as well with 30 seconds to spare. How you doing, big boy?
Good. I'm a different country right now. I'm not in Malaysia. It's like, I'm like 18 hours away, or like 16 hours, something like that. I don't know. It's basically, yeah.
And you've just been
hanging on. But, excited to talk to everyone as usual.
You have been missed. Drop a little W in the chat for our guy, Xiaoxu. It's good to have you back. He is on negative hours of sleep right now. I'll be honest with you. So it is great to have him here, though, because it's a big one, and it's one that matters today. We are not doing the normal planetary call. We're not doing a regular Jupe rally. This is something far bigger, something far more important for everyone in the community. We are doing how do I pull this up here? We're doing the Q3 token holders update today. We do not have a prediction market for this yet, but me and Siong were just talking about how we can get prediction markets for how long these fucking calls go. The goal today is keep this under an hour. That's the very strong goal, but we got a lot of content to get through. So we might have
talking about prediction market, it's live right now for the F1 this weekend. You guys should go check it out. It's juke.ag/predictions.
Too sick. And let us know what other markets you want to see as well. We'll talk a little bit more about that over the course of this call. That is for sure. Polymonger says token holders update sounds like a shareholder meeting. It's not a shareholder meeting, but it is very much like an open board meeting. We want to come to the community with full transparency. Jupe has been about that since day one, doing the things the hard way, not the easy way, doing things that other folks are not doing. Everyone's doing secondary sales in the shadows, whatever the fuck. We're out here telling you exactly how it's going whenever possible.
It's more like the Burr shirt. Actually, no. Cat Stumble is that. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Cat Stumble is our Berkshire. Oh, and that might be a little bit of a teaser for later in this call. So if you're wondering about the next Cat Stumble, please don't go anywhere because we got some stuff for you there. But all right, if you are watching this right now, do me a little favor. I don't ask this all the time, but today I'll ask: like the stream, repost the stream, do whatever, send it to your baby mamas. Go stand in the middle of traffic and just hold up your laptop so they can watch. Let's get as many eyes on this as possible is the real goal over here. No baby papas. Baby papas also very much invited. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go rapid fire through this. My name is Cash. I'm the cat herder.
I'm Seong. I'm the co-founder.
You can tell we practiced this for many hours, much like an Apple keynote.
Sorry, I'm a bit lagging right now.
We are here to take you through this agenda. So what we're going to talk about today is the Q3 product recap. And I swear to God, if you do not feel bullish at the end of that product recap, you're without a pulse. It's like in putting this report together, I fucking lost my mind, and I'm in this every single goddamn day. I know I'm swearing a lot, but it's because I'm fucking psyched about it. It's a lot of stuff, and seeing it all in one place is really just utterly shocking. Then we're going to give a quick business overview, let people know some of the kind of core metrics of the underlying business here. We'll look at the state of Jupe real quickly. Some of the major strategic partnerships been crushing on the BD side, by the way. And then two segments that I think you're definitely going to want to like for some alpha. Looking ahead, what are we doing in Q4? What are the key priorities that matter? And then a very special announcement that may or may not have something to do with a little event that we're all very excited about. All right, before we get started, Seong, anything else that you want to say?
No, I mean, like I say again, the prediction thing, market itself for F1 this weekend. Go and check it out. Yeah,
it's in beta. We should make that very clear right now. It's only a single market. In the very near future, we're gonna have.
Actually, the team is already working on the V2 version of it. Like we learned a lot from the internal testing. Now it's a public testing. The V2 contracts actually in the work right now. Yeah.
Ooh, very exciting. Well, there's a little bit more alpha on that. All right, as we get into it, quick disclaimer. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Lawyer talk. But this is really just a recap to kind of help make sure that people stay up to date with what we are doing. And that is really the key thing. Seong is laughing because he loves the lawyer talk. All right, I want before we even get into it, though, I do want to spend like 90 seconds and just kind of reaffirm what the foundation of this whole enterprise is and like what we're all kind of doing here, because I think it's important kind of intellectual grounding for where we're going. So the core belief at Jupiter, and hopefully if you're watching this, you share this belief, the future of finance is going to be decentralized. And our approach is by building the best infrastructure, the best UX, the best brand. Jupiter is going to be best positioned to be that primary conduit, that avenue by which the masses access the global unified market. That's really what we're trying to build on. And we've made tremendous progress towards that goal. I mean, Seong remembers, it was insane that 18 months ago, Jupiter was just a DEX aggregator, a mere DEX aggregator. And then today, it's the most comprehensive DeFi platform in crypto, not just on web, but also by mobile and APIs, backed by this kind of world-class team with this deep expertise, right? In just the last 3 months, we've launched the most advanced trading engine in crypto, that's Ultra V3, a lending protocol that became the fastest growing protocol in Solana history, dramatically improved the yield and the utility of JLP, portfolio hit all-time highs with millions of users, mobile improved dramatically, and many other things we're going to cover in the product recap section, right? The underlying business throughout it stayed very strong as well. Little spoiler, generated $46 million in revenue in Q3 alone. And that number is great, but really our core focus is on building the future, getting to this decentralized future of finance, right? That's the real thing. So we're focused on the product quality, the core tech, the team competency, and the revenues just provide a foundation by which we're able to, move forward without having to do outside fundraisers and things of that nature. There's a bunch of progress made on JupeNet as well. It's worth saying here that, again, is a big piece of this kind of future of finance that we're envisioning with, the Jupe VM and the innovations there. And there's much more to come, as we're going to talk about later on this call as well. But the kind of core takeaway when you hear all of this, and the kind of thing I want you to be thinking about as we go through this whole talk here, is what is the scope of growth for Jupe itself, right? It was once weighed down by this kind of over-focus on governance. We'll talk about that a little bit more later in the call. But now we're kind of moving forward in a streamlined direction. We want to double down on Jupe as a strategic resource. We want to integrate it deeply into the Jupiter roadmap. And we want to reorient the community towards growing DeFi as a whole and pushing awareness of Jupe all around the world. So lastly, I'd say, obviously Jupiter is the leading protocol on Solana, the leading DeFi protocol on Solana, but we're still tiny, right? There are a few million users at best across all of DeFi. Centralized exchanges have literally hundreds of millions of users. If we just go after that pie, that's a 100x increase and probably goes well beyond that because DeFi can offer things that centralized finance cannot fundamentally. With that in mind, that is the motivating energy, the motivating philosophy that allows us to drive forward every single day. until the entire world knows the magic 3 words. Just use Jupiter when they're trying to get on chain. How was that, Siak? How's my little monologue?
I mean, it's good. It's good. I mean, it's amazing. But I want to add one more thing. It's like I think the revenue is great to. I mean, obviously all these things like that we are building right now, all the products we are building right now, all the top-notch product we are building right now are all without the team that we have today. 24 months ago, we started with like 20 people, less than 20 people in a bungalow. Like remember the day that the token launched, we can fit everyone in a bungalow house. Like we basically brought everyone to Malaysia. We did it. And now the team is much bigger. The reason we could do it is because like we have good revenue coming in. Like we investing all this thing into building better products, into building better teams, into bringing in more like talented people to join us. It's actually very cool to see how the product is expanding right now. Like let's take the newly launched prediction market, right? It was Julian, like he joined us like, I mean, it's with the team less than 2 years right now, but he's single-handedly running 2 products right now.
Yeah, can we get a little W in the chat for Julian? The guy is I don't know how he's got the world on his shoulders right now.
Yeah, he's running the perpetual product. He's also running the prediction market products. Like it's actually cool to tell him like, yo, like, do you want to check this out? Like I think there's no good prediction marketplace on Solana right now. Do you want to take up this challenge to do it? Then Julian was like, oh yeah, let's do it. I think from the day that he said yes to the product going live is what, 4 weeks? Maybe more than 5 weeks.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's amazing to see how the team members like these are really talented team members. It's like take up the challenge, just like go for it. Yeah.
That's absolutely right. And it all kind of happens because of the team. It's where I'd say it. So let's get into what the team built. We have, I think, 12 products to recap now, and we have exactly 46 minutes left in this call. So we're going to have to speed run this. Siak, I think that maybe I'll take one, then you take one, and we'll just kind of bounce back and forth. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Listen, folks, there's a lot to cover here. Jupiter is building a DeFi super app, the most comprehensive product suite anywhere out there. And we made progress across literally every single one of the verticals in Q3. Jupiter Spot remained the premier trading venue for Spot on Solana. Ultra V3 just came out a little bit before this this call. Not technically Q3, but we're going to count it because we built it all throughout Q3. It is the most advanced swap engine ever created, powered by absolutely unique killer features. Predictive routing is crazy. Beam, formerly known as Shadow Lane, is crazy. Faster quotes, better protection against slippage, and all these other kinds of things. It's awesome. In addition to that, on Spot, not everyone knows this, gasless swaps are enabled for all verified tokens. There's like 4,000 verified tokens right now. If your token is verified, then you can have gasless swaps for it as well. Huge, because gas is one of the most annoying goddamn things in all of crypto. I think we can all agree on that. And the new global search bar, so you can actually get anywhere you want to across Jupiter. The numbers kind of speak for themselves here. $176 billion in Q3 spot volume, 146 of that being an Ultra, 8.3 million active wallets. It's actually pretty incredible. So Jupiter Spot still continues to crush. You want to tell the people about Jupiter Pro?
Yes. Cool. I mean, yeah, Pro, we added the P&L. Actually, the cool thing about Jupiter Pro with the P&L is that like you also roll out, also integrated in all the mobile apps as well. Then the alpha detection is actually pretty cool. I think, did we launch the Launchpad the last quarter as well?
Launchpad screener was last quarter. But then this quarter is when we added runners and a bunch more analytics and data.
Yes. Yeah, the daily runner things, and also like you can check the volume and stuff like that. That's actually very cool. We also separate out the new volume and the total volume. I think for people, they were complaining about, why is this tracking only total volume, not new volume? So we actually breaks it now into total new volume, then the Launchpad, and the runners as well. The runners is actually very cool. That's how I see that's actually how I track what is the mean trend right now that's happening over the last like few days. Oh, like people are talking about this thing. Okay, kind of interesting. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm too old for that, but like, it's kind of cool.
No, people, that's how Siang affords those nice haircuts and these nice hotel rooms. It's just by watching the runners. So keep an eye over on Jupiter Pro.
And yes, now we have a lot more. I mean, like, these are the numbers that we have. Like a lot of people are checking it out. A lot of people are sharing the page. Yeah, it's actually very
It's
cool.
been pretty great
I
to
mean,
see.
if we count the screenshots that people are sharing on tweets, I can tell it's a lot more than this.
It's a few billion. It seems
Yeah.
like it is the dominant thing that people are looking at over here. Jupiter Perps, the one of the largest perps exchanges on Solana, $400 billion in lifetime volume. This is the number one perps exchange by fees, by the way. And speaking of fees, the fees generated obviously being a sign of the quality of the perps, right? If you have no fee trading, then obviously the volume is a bygone conclusion, basically, because people could just wash. In our case, that's not true. But there have been massive fee reductions. This one is pretty fantastic. I know a lot of people mistakenly think, that Jupiter Perps is like overpriced or something like this. You get guaranteed liquidity, which is not something you get on any other perp stacks right now on Solana. And so this is a big one. And the fees came down massively as well. More leverage up to 250x. I know my guy Duke has been doing 250x leverage and a few others. New P&L cards. Shout out the homie Molu, who kind of forced us to do that. And a bunch of protocol hardening, which has been great to see. About $66 billion in volume there. Nearly $100 million in fees generated. And nearly 60,000 wallets, which I think is pretty sick. Also critical there is JLP. It says one of the most beloved tokens on here. It is my most beloved token, or second most, I guess. So what can you tell the people about JLP? It was you guys. Did
So for
real
JLP,
cooking.
we added two new things. We added JLP loans. Like basically, you can deposit JLP and borrow against. You can borrow against JLP, USDC. The cool thing about this is like a lot of liquidation happens on other lending protocol. Is that like they have to find JLP, pay back, do all these things. If there's not enough liquidity on chain, then it's very hard for them to pay back the loan. The cool thing about JLP loan is that like since JLP is already within the protocol, the way we do liquidation is that we can basically burn the JLP and we immediately get back the underlying assets to pay back the loan itself. That make it very cool in the sense that like we can push the basically the limit of like how much people can borrow from JLP. Then obviously the native staking, that's one thing that people been talking about. Then we just now restake the underlying SOL in JLP back into our validator. Yeah. 2.1 billion JLP TVL right now, 1.5 million from loans fees generated, then 3.2 million from the source, the native SOL staking.
Millions of dollars just added for JLP holders out of thin air, just through sheer shipping innovation, basically out here. Krish asked, who's building Echo on Solana? Brother, if you're on Solana, there's only 3 words you need to know. Just use Jupiter, baby. DTF coming soon. We'll talk about that in a little bit, and you can see all that. Again, on the product side, Jupiter Z, I think, is one of the most underrated products in the portfolio. It is an RFQ system. That means request for quotation. It's what allows market makers to use off-chain inventory to fulfill orders as well, so that you get better pricing at larger size with critically no slippage whatsoever. Pretty sick. In the past quarter, added support for tokenized securities. Shout out the homies over at Superstate. A dedicated indexer, so it makes it just more accurate and improves our uptime, and better infra and admin tools. This is a very deeply technical, complicated product because you're working at every single block with different market makers competing. You have to keep quotes alive, et cetera, et cetera. It's not simple stuff. Improvements come slow, but the improvements have been adding up here. Nearly $10 billion in volume on just the RFQ side of things. Pretty insane. 23 market makers onboarded. More than 3 million swaps used RFQ in the past quarter. This is another great growth area for us as well. You'll see the revenue about it in a little bit. Then you have Portfolio. A fan favorite, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Portfolio is actually amazing. We added airdrop tracker. It's actually one of the most, I would say, viral.
It really is.
Everyone's sharing about. Again, if you count the screenshot that have been shared on Twitter, it's a lot more than whatever like view that we are getting. Then also the yield summary. It's actually very similar to P&L, but slightly different in the sense that like we are tracking across different protocols. Then the last part is like whatever potential rewards that you can get from other protocols, you can claim it right now. Yeah. It's actually quite amazing. In Q3, there's a total of not money sign, 2.88 million active user. And then about 300K.
You see that? Like magic, the dollar side of advantage.
Yeah. Then we added 21 new protocols. I mean, the cool thing about this is like people might not notice what's happening on Solana, but Jupiter Portfolio team is amazing at tracking all the new protocols that are on Solana and what's up and coming stuff that You'll be surprised, you probably trying out a new protocol, then you come to Jupyter for portfolio, it's like, fuck, it's already integrated. Now I don't have to
I will say if it is your favorite Jupyter product, please say my favorite into the chat. At Molu beat me to it. He said it's arguably my favorite Jupyter tool. Every DeFi user should be using this. That's absolutely right. I think it crossed 120,000 users in a single day the other day. If people don't know the airdrop checker in particular, make sure to keep an eye on that. All right. After that, we have Jupyter Mobile. Oh my God, do I love Jupyter Mobile. Fastest, cheapest, most user-friendly wallet out there. It would take us an hour to go through all the improvements that happened over here, but the UX got much better. It's ultra fast gasless swaps now. When you talk to people who trade in the trenches, they don't mostly use mobile wallets. They can use Jupyter Mobile because it's fast enough, right? You don't have to do the double confirms. You get real-time alerts, great portfolio tracking, and all these other things. And that trench arc has now been kicked off. P&L tracking is in there. You don't get that anywhere else, people. You can actually see how you're performing, which, depending on how good you are at trading, can be either a blessing or a curse. It has watch lists, so you can follow along with tokens. And now it has native lend integration, so you can earn on your stablecoins directly from within mobile. And on the back of all these improvements, we saw 228,000 MAUs in September, more than 1 million downloads now, and $1.76 billion combined net worth held inside Jupyter Mobile, which is pretty crazy, I gotta say. Gas it, as folks are saying in the chat here. Then we have the validator. I know this one's close to your heart, Siak.
Yes. I mean, the cool thing about the validator is that it really helps us to land transaction on the Jupyter Spot swap. And actually not just a swap, across all products right now have way better transaction lending capability because of us running the validator ourselves, and also the team behind, Italo, Carl, and everyone is amazing at doing the work and setting up the validator. Again, I think we went from, now we are number 2, top number 2, but ending Q3 we're number 3. A shit ton of performance. We are running. I think beginning of the Q3 we were still running the Anza one. Now I think we are fully on the Fire Dancer client. Now it's the third. End of Q3 we're the third largest. Now we're the second largest. 1.08 billion Jupso market cap. Then also all the fees from the validator go directly into the DAO, so it generated $500,000 revenue for the DAO.
Pretty incredible stuff. You see some other DAOs start to talk about we might have a few 100K or whatever. No, this DAO has its own thing. I'll also just point out something that should be obvious, but I'll say it anyway. Any one of these product lines is a full ass company. They can go out and raise millions of venture dollars, can launch its own token, and do anything. Any one of the things that we've talked about here is huge. And we're still going, by the way. There's still more. There are entire companies that just focus on developer APIs, but Jupyter's developer APIs stand above all of them. We now have dynamic rate limiting, so it actually scales with your usage, which is really exciting. And it's a thing that many partners have asked for. You can pay for it with a credit card. And we have new APIs and SDKs. Lend, Studio, and Universal Send. Now you can actually build that directly into your own apps. Did $500,000 plus in revenue. Portal is the name of the platform where people go for this. 450 projects now using Portal. It was 300 last quarter, so it's up 50% in a quarter. So you can see that the pace at which people are using Jupyter Developer APIs is only increasing. You mind if I take Lend? Just because
I think you should.
Yeah, I'll take Lend. People know that I'm a Lend maxi. Jupyter Lend. It's better for borrowers, simpler for lenders. That's all you really need to know. It launched in Q3. It's crazy to think. At the beginning of Q3, we had no lending protocol. By the end of Q3, we have the second biggest lending protocol on Solana. $1 billion in total supply in its first 8 days, people. That's just absolutely insane. Lots of love to anyone in the chat who has deposited and used this. Powered by this unique 2-layer architecture. Big shout out to the Fluid guys who built it in collaboration with us. Those guys are awesome. It's got a 100x improvement in the liquidation engine, which means you get the best LTVs and the lowest liquidation penalties. And that clearly has been adopted by the market. At the end of Q3, it was 1.3 billion in total supply with $575 million in active loans. And my favorite number here, 57,000 total positions. If you look at some of the other folks on Solana, you'll see that their number of positions, even though they've been around for many more years, is far, far smaller, right? Because what Jupyter does by adding new products to the DeFi super app is increase the distribution and actually grow the number of people that are using on-chain products. That's really what makes this thing so special. And we got some big stuff in store for Q4. I'll promise you that right now. All right, then that leaves Studio for you, my friend.
Yeah, Jupe Studio. Again, we are working on a lot of restructuring on Jupiter Studio right now. Moving forward, we're going to focus on the community tokens, the brands token, and also what we call DTF. These are the projects that we are working with. They are coming out. I think there will be one launching next month, hopefully. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. No, I think it's locked in actually.
Yeah, I think it's locked in. Yes. I think there are a few other projects as well coming up.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah. We are also using the tokens that under Jupiter Studio to do a lot of growth initiative as well. Wow, that's actually crazy. So there are more than 34,000 token launch in Q3 and close to 1,000 token bonded. The total trading volume across all the tokens are 1.32 billion. Yeah.
Pretty good stuff. Obviously, continue to evolve. When you try and experiment and try to do things in a different way than any of the major guys who are doing right now, you got to learn as you go along. And so a lot of patience for everyone, or a lot of thanks to everyone with patience who's been helping contribute feedback. People like Mike and the Kirby, I see the Kirby goats over here. Okay, then last one I think in here is Jupiter Verify, standalone product in Q3, and the first kind of signal that we're starting to make the Jupe total supply deflationary, right? We're burning Jupe for people who want the express review. Now, remember, Verify is always free. You can always apply for standard review, and we'll get to it in the queue. There's usually a few hundred tokens in the queue, so we have a way to jump the queue by burning 1,000 Jupe. And we developed an entirely new smart follower system, looking at X, looking at Twitter to see which people in the community were actually following it. 2.2 thousand applications came in, folks. Big shout out to our guy Scarlett, who's in the chat here as well. Scarlett, Morton, May, Joe, many folks who came together to make this happen here. 289 tokens were verified. 362,000 Jupe was burnt in Q3 because of Jupiter Verify. Two last ones, Moonshot and Drip. I'll just cover these real quick. Moonshot continues to crush. We love these guys, part of the Jupiter family. For anyone who's doing kind of meme coin trading, this is a great place to be. Bunch of great stuff that they did. Inference creator tools, way crazy partnerships. Coinbase Circle, Trendex, and launched the Mew promos as well. Better discovery, Moonshot Mondays. You guys should go check that out. They're crushing. And the same goes for Drip, #1 collectibles platform in crypto. Cheaper than ever, reduced platform fees, enable direct messages so creators can be in touch with their collectors, and brand new store pages to make it easier to collect than ever before. Oh my God, folks, we went fast as hell through that, and that was still like 20 minutes. Who else does it like Jupiter? Please let me know in the chat. Who else is building as much as Jupiter's building? Nobody ships like Jupiter. That's like the basic fact that listening to that has to tell you. That was a year's worth of updates that we just gave you.
It's crazy that they're so all these products are
it's astonishing. And by the way, the team is only like 110-ish people now, or 105 people. Like, the team is still pretty small. There are other companies just on their wallet product, they'll have 100 people work at it. Just on their spot product, they'll have 250 people working on it. It is truly unbelievable. Please drop a little "nobody ships like Jupiter" in the chat right now if you're with me. Like, how do you not just have your mind blown by this? God damn, it makes me so energized every time. It's the reason I love Jupiter so much, is that there's shipping happening constantly.
I love the Cabal. He's the best guy ever.
The Cabal. Oh, the Cabal.
I just want to reply to my tweet.
Do you have balls? That's maybe a joke that we should not be doing on an official Q3 token holder recap, but that one's just for you, Kirby. Okay, the business overview. Let's talk about it. Before we talk about it, let's just make one thing super clear. The goal of Jupiter right now is growth, right? This is not like a revenue maximization season for us. We need to grow the pie first and foremost, but we need a strong business to ensure that we're able to kind of, fund operations and bring people in as we want to go through. And let me tell you this, the numbers in Q3 were pretty good. In Q2, you can actually see the Q2 versus Q3 comparison here. Number of active wallets up 5%, which is great to see in a time when many people thought that overall activity on Solana was down. Jupiter still got more users on. Important to know there. Volume, 242 billion. That's a 70% increase quarter on quarter. That's crazy. Annualized almost to $1 trillion. I wish we had another extra 10-ish million or 10 billion in there, just so we could say it was $1 trillion annualized. But 70% increase quarter on quarter volume. The fees collected went up by 43%, which is amazing. Annualized to $450-ish million in fees generated, and revenue collected up to $45.9 million. That's a 20% increase, not year on year, quarter on quarter, folks, which is pretty great. I actually think that this annualized number might be wrong here. So if you're doing an edit of this or clips, please do make sure that that is the correct number, because I think 206.5 is not the correct number. I think it's like 186 or something like that. And then TVL as well, up only 42% up, because thanks to Jupiter Lend and Jupe Soul's continued growth. So pretty cool stuff over there. Here we have some other metrics. We don't need to go into those as much. And here's the kind of breakdown on a product by product basis, just so you can see where all those numbers are actually coming from. Perps led the way, but Ultra is growing every single quarter. Studio did great. DCA and LO going up. I mean, just all the numbers up and to the right, Jupiter RFQ and so on. Crazy quarter-on-quarter growth across the biz. Let's talk a little bit. Anything else you want to say about the business there, Siong?
No. I mean, like looking at these numbers, yeah. I mean, we can do better.
we can do better. Let's see. Yes. Okay, cool. If you are clipping this, please take a screenshot of this slide before the number was wrong, and I don't want to be putting wrong information out there. It's $183.6 million annualized on just Q3. I will say that number was kind of escalating towards the end of Q3. If you analyze just a particular month, then I think it was above 200 million, and that's why there was a bit of confusion here. But this is the real number. Again, volume up 70% quarter on quarter, fees up 43% quarter on quarter, revenue up nearly 20%, and TVL up 42% as well. Just a pretty good quarter for the business underneath. There's nothing else like that. Sunbeam Dev says, I clipped his face with the wrong info. Let's get him. Please. Is that good, SOG? That seems good. Yeah, usually when the numbers go up, it's a good thing. Okay, in the interest of time, let's keep on moving here, and let's talk a little bit about the state of Jupe. Siong, you want to do this? You want me to do it?
You should do it. Like I'm like,
Okay.
I'm
I posted about this a few weeks ago or a week or two ago, but I want to just like reiterate it right now that we are really embarking on this fresh start for the Jupe token. Initially, it was designed to be the linchpin of the Jupiter DAO, and that really did work quite well. I think by any standard, the DAO was a successful experiment, right? Incredible, hundreds of thousands of voting wallets each time. Excuse me. More than 20 proposals, I think 25 proposals, if I'm not mistaken, and pioneering new concepts like active stake and rewards. A lot of great stuff was happening, but there were also some problems. And obviously that's why in Q3, we paused the DAO temporarily to kind of figure out what we should be doing, how we should do it, talking to token holders, talking to community members, talking to people inside the team, and trying to identify the best path forward. And what we really learned through all those interviews and questions, and shout out to Ali and YK and Siong and Miao and so many other people that did these things as well, the things that we learned is that some of the mechanics around Jupe the token were preventing people from getting engaged. We want to fix that. Some of the overemphasis and overfocus on the comm side around the DAO was turning people off and creating this kind of negative attention flywheel. Don't want to do that anymore. And some other elements of friction kind of needed to be improved, and some uncertainty around the token needed to be improved. So the big changes that are happening here, first, the DAO will come back. The next vote will be in Q4. It'll actually begin within the next 7 days. So a little heads up on that. It is going to be about something I'll talk about in a second, but the key idea that the DAO is going to be focused like a laser on high impact decisions, infrequent voting, but every time we vote, it's going to be more and more important. That way, token holders don't feel like they have to be glued to their screens, but they can still express that opinion that really matters. So we're simplifying and scaling back the DAO in that sense. We are reducing the unstaking period. This was another very common request. Shout out to Mike the Gambler, who I know was saying this among many others. The staking tokens were initially staked for up to 30 days, and then you have to unlock them over the course of 30 days. We're bringing that down to 7 days, probably in the next week or two, doing that without any penalty, right? So reducing the stake window so more people can feel comfortable holding the asset, staking the asset, token holders get the flexibility that they want. And then finally, and the big one here, there's now a proposal, well, right now it's a discussion around burning the Litterbox Trust. As a reminder, the Litterbox Trust takes 50% of Jupiter's on-chain revenues, uses those to programmatically buy Jupe on the open market. That the initial plan was to have that going for 2 years and then let the DAO decide what to do with the tokens after that. But what we heard in our literally hundreds of conversations was there's a lot of tokens hanging over everyone's head. The uncertainty is killing us. We need to do something decisive with this. And so by far the most common suggestion was that we burn the Litterbox tokens and decrease the overall supply of Jupe. This will be about 4% of the circulating supply. It'll be more by the time the vote actually goes through. And so there's going to be a vote. Again, it's going to start within the next 7 days to burn the Litterbox Trust. After that, we'll have a separate vote on what to do with the ongoing 50% of revenue that goes to the Litterbox Trust. Maybe we burn it. Maybe we use it for growth. Maybe we do something else. We'll figure that out as a second thing. But really, the hope here is that we go from a place where Jupe was surrounded by all this noise and that was kind of holding down the performance, right? Everyone on this call knows that there were some bad vibes around Jupe. And that's really what we're doing with this fresh start, is decisively changing the vibes around it so we can focus on growth. That is the key takeaway here. And I'll tell you already, both in public and in private, the amount of response that's positive around this has been overwhelming. So big thank you to everyone that's said kind things. It's helped spread the message. It's resetting the vibes and getting people excited about what Jupe actually represents. We need a prediction market for this. That'd be funny. A prediction market to decide the outcome of the votes would be interesting. Here are some of the Jupe wallets. I won't spend too much time on this, but this is in the interest of transparency. That's where they all are. They're all going to be publicly labeled as well. Anything else to say on the Jupe side, Seong?
No, I think it's great. Like I tweet about it, I defend about it on Twitter all the time. People shit on me. I just take it. It's always fun to like share and defend and getting feedback. I mean, the way I think about this is like, every time we say something on Twitter, like people talk about it, and a lot of feedback we are getting along the way. I feel like this 3 improvement will help a lot. Obviously, the first thing that people always talk about is like, oh, we should burn it, we should not burn it, like how we should do it and stuff like that. Then it's like the stacking window is always the number 1, number 2 feedback I get on Twitter. Yeah. And the third one is, we haven't addressed it, is utility. Maybe we'll have something. Yeah.
Maybe we'll have something there. Yeah, we got some things cooking. And Seong can't help but drop alpha. That is the truth of it. That's why people love him so much on these calls.
Maybe who knows, right? Like people can keep shitting on me.
How dare, if you shit on Seong, you got beef with me. Let's just be super clear on that. Although, let's be honest, if they're shitting on you, they probably have already shit on me in the way to get there. Anyway, we have a full section here for strategic partnerships, and this one really matters as well. Because what Jupiter is about fundamentally is that PPP mentality, that kind of building allies and coalitions and growing. And I'll tell you right now, it's not always easy because we do kind of compete with everybody now. You saw the product recap. We have whatever it is, 12 different products, but we're still able, by virtue of the quality of the community, the quality of the product suite, the distribution, to form these strategic partnerships with key players all across the industry. This is a unique point of leverage that Jupiter has that other teams just do not. And just in Q3, here's who all we partnered with. TradFi and fintech companies, Porto by Anchorage being a big one, STSS, Altitude, shout out to my guys Pon and Fuse, using our APIs to deliver those DeFi experiences. We partner with global exchanges and platforms going multi-chain, Athena, Jupe USD coming soon. Uniswap now use us. So if you want to trade Solana with you, like who does Uniswap want to use? They know to just use Jupiter. CoinDCX, which is a major exchange in India, Keel, Bybit. Is
that this one that Coinbase just invested, like CoinDCX?
Did they just invest in CoinDCX?
I think so. I don't know.
Oh, good for them. Shout out to CoinDCX. I know those guys. They're solid guys. Again, these global exchanges, right? Like what they know is that when you need to offer Solana trading, you use Jupiter because Jupiter is battle tested and can scale. That's a critical thing that not everyone can do.
They invested like 150 million to CoinDCX.
Pretty good. Liquidity venues and market makers. Also, we added them to RFQ here. Shout out to Selene in particular, our guy Jordy. Amber's on there, Titan Trading, Heaven. All love to see that. And then a bunch of Solana ecosystem projects as well. There's many others actually that you'll see in the full report.
That one is actually very cool. Basically all the tokens, like I'm pretty sure you guys saw the Umbra and also what's the latest one? Projects that came
Avicii.
on.
Both Super Team India projects, by the way. Shout out to Super Team India.
Like once the launch is done, it actually immediately like real time tradable on Jupiter.
Pretty big deal. Can we tell the story about how that happened as well?
Yes. And yes, so Nalo basically came to Malaysia, hang out in the Malaysia office, basically like sitting next to me, telling me like, "Yo, you should integrate us. You should integrate us." I was like, and it was a bad week as well because we are also doing the JupeNet offsite in Malaysia. So I was like in meetings and also doing work and integrating it. Yeah.
I walked into the office. I saw him there. The only one of the 2 or 3 white guys in the room. I was like, "What are you doing here, brother?" And he's like, "Oh, I just came in to talk to Seong and the rest of the team to get integrated." I was like, "Oh, wow. Did you guys plan this?" He's like, "No, I just got on a flight." I was like, "What if Seong wasn't here or like the team wasn't here?" He's like, That's all right. Sometimes you got to do it. Bullish on the MetaDAO guys. That is real founder energy over there, I got to say. And then indeed, all these different ecosystem projects using Jupiter as well. Bullpen, shout out to Lombard, LLBTC, been crushing on Jupiter Lend. Carrot and Lulo, I've talked about them for a long time, Insider, and many, many others. Again, the point of this section is for you to see that there is a compounding benefit that is unique to Jupiter, right? You don't see anyone else doing reports with like 30 different partners that they've signed in a quarter because no one else is doing that. No one else has the ability across the different products suite to do it, and people don't have the brand that people want to be associated with. So this is a major differentiator as well. Let's talk a little bit, though, about what's going to happen next. We got 20 minutes left. I think we're going to hit it, actually, Siang. I think we're actually going to be under time. My God.
That's good. That's good. Like, yeah, I need to catch up with some sleep, you know.
Yeah, he's got a very important meeting in like 2 hours, in fairness. Taka says, when Jupe neobank? I think Siang likes the term super bank, which I actually
super
like
bank,
well.
super bank.
More than a neobank. Neobanks have been done. Jupiter is a DeFi super app, and soon
we're
a
trying to do a super bank.
That is a fact. That is a fact. All right. So how do we get to that super bank world? How do we get to this kind of critical place? Well, one thing is actually scaling up on the Jupiter wallets, right? Siang, you want to talk about this? You want me to?
Yes. Actually, you should go for it.
Okay. The Jupiter wallets, what we've seen is that they are actually like critical touch points for us, right? We're past 1 million downloads now. That's good. It is just a start. We have a long way to go before I think we're like really number one in those categories. But in Q3, we really focused on mobile, and we launched the desktop extension wallet right at the beginning of Q4. Just missed it. If you don't already use it, you absolutely should. It is buttery smooth. It just works really well. You can see all your NFTs in there as well. I know that's been a long time request. In Q4 though, we really want to focus on these as a strategic priority, because what we've seen is when we can onboard users to the wallets, it allows us to have control of that journey end to end. There's seeing and using Jupiter every day. We have more opportunities to cross-sell products like Jupiter Lend, for example, soon the prediction markets, and many other things. And overall, it just makes it really sticky. So I would say keep a clear eye out on the Jupiter wallets, both mobile and desktop. In Q4, I'm going to say this for the first time, Perps is coming to Jupiter Mobile. You're going to be able to trade Jupiter Perps directly on your phone. That's going to add even more volumes and make it even better for people. Also, an even more native earn integration where you automatically earn yield if you opt in on your idle stables, right? So that really, that's something that no one else has. Why would you not use Jupiter then? And both of those are going to have real-time notifications as well. So if you're about to get liquidated either on Perps or on Lend for whatever reason, I mean, you can't get liquidated through the earn tab, but you know what I mean? There's going to be real-time notifications. It's really a full stack experience that no one else has, right? The desktop extension wallet is going to continue to grow. I'm just going to give the alpha right now. Everything that you love about mobile is going to be there, including portfolio. So you can see all of your things in a consolidated view. Again, still at 1/10 the price of the competition. This one is really fun. We're partnering with Coinbase on no KYC on-ramps. That means anybody, anywhere can on-ramp. I believe it's up to $500, something like a dozen different times without KYC, one time per week. Critical for onboarding. How many times have you been at a dinner, you're trying to get somebody to use Jupiter Mobile or try to trade crypto as a whole, and they're like, oh, how do I on-ramp? This is super expensive or super painful or whatever else. Now just click, 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 add your credit card, boom, you're done. It's pretty amazing here. And then finally, we're going on a massive marketing push for wallets as well. We want to convert every single Jupe.ag user into a Jupe wallet user, whether it's mobile or desktop, ideally both. That is one major priority for us in Q4 here. And then, all right, you get the fun one. You want to talk about the growing the TAM?
Yes. I mean, the good thing, I would say it's more like growing the TAM, right? Like, TAM means total addressable market size or something like that. Market.
Yeah, total addressable market. Yeah.
So more than that, right? I think one of the things that we look across the whole Solana ecosystem is to look at what is the missing piece on Solana. So prediction market is great on Polygon. It's like I don't even know who uses Polygon, but there's no one good prediction market on Solana. That's why we decided to build it out, and it just went live today, actually 2 days ago, yesterday. Now you can bet on this weekend F1 race. That is the first market we are launching. Now we are working on the V2 version of it. Sooner or later, we're going to have more markets on it so that people can participate across all the different events around the world. That's one thing. Then Jupe USD was announced, I think, 2-3 weeks ago. We are partnering with Ethena, one of the biggest stable coin. Actually, it's the biggest decentralized stable coin on Ethereum and also basically all the EVM ecosystem. Now we're working with them to do to launch it on Solana. And this is not just simply like minting the token. We're actually working with them on the native minting and native burning of the Jup USD using the Ethena ecosystem and all the backend they have as well. Then the last one is Jupiter DTF. This is actually one thing that I'm very excited about. There's one cool token that's coming out, and that will blows everyone mind. Yes.
Okay, I thought you were going to say a little bit too much. If you were to ask me, what are three of the hottest narratives in crypto right now? It's prediction markets, it's stable coins, and it's ICOs, right? We've been working on these for months. We're not chasing the trend. We are kind of trying to get early to it so we can hit it properly. The prediction market's going to continue to get like incredibly good. I think especially when we add sports and binary options, like it's going to be just where I end up spending all my time. Jup USD going to crush. We have a lot of fun things there. Shout out to my guy Ben Liu on that one. And then ICO coming soon. The last section here is growing adoption of Jup and Molu. I saw your question around where does Molu? With the rise of DATs, how do they not choose Jupiter? Any news on Ford, et cetera? Well, this is something that we are actively kind of working on right now. So another key priority for Q4 is really growing the adoption of Jup and the awareness of Jup. So we want to scale that institutional reach. Yes, with the DATs, they're a great way to kind of build that awareness. Obviously, they're largely collecting SOL. We already have an MOU with SOL Markets. Shout out to my guy, James, and my girl, Alice. In active conversations with every other major DAT. I can't say too much about that for sure, but we really want to make a clear focus on getting more support within the custodians for Jup so that large scale, especially TradFi people who aren't comfortable coming on chain can access Jup as a asset, and ETF and ETP providers, right? We launched an ETP with 21 shares in Europe in Q3, pretty major achievement. And we want to continue to do things in that direction in Q4. We also want to have the ambassadors program really take off. So the institutional side is kind of one end of the barbell. The other end of the barbell is the grassroots content. And that's where the ambassadors come in. Drop a little W in the chat if you applied to be a Jupiter ambassador. I think we only had the application up for like 3 days or something like that, and it got more than 1,000 people wanting to do it. People like Jupiter, and they like Jup, and they want to go tell the world about it. That is a fact. So that network of evangelists is going to be really laser focused on spreading the word. In the past, I think at times we've kind of relied on the quality of products to stand for itself and for that to kind of spread the word. Now we're taking a much more aggressive kind of like lean in stance on this to make sure that happens. And finally, building more institutional expertise and building more expertise generally on how to get the Jup token more adopted. We have a killer new hire coming that will be announced next month. You can bookmark this. You're going to remember it's going to make some news. And we have some other members joining the team where we're trying to build up this internal capability so that our capital strategy is really second to none. Genesis, can you become an ambassador? Absolutely, brother. But I think the application is closed, so maybe not. Maybe not. I applied, and I think I was rejected for what it's worth. So these are really the kind of key areas of focus. Again, focusing on the wallet, adding in new products that make the wallets even better to use, or new features, brand new products. Again, any one of these is a giant new product line by itself, but we're going to be able to do it because we are Jupiter, and nobody ships like Jupiter. And then growing adoption of Jup is a key focus. Treating Jup like a product, right? Like really taking it seriously rather than hoping that success just ensues. We're actually going to pursue the success of it hand in hand with the community. Any last things to say about Q4 here, Siang?
Yes, I think one thing that we have shown so far is that I think the team is strong right now. Obviously, we want more talented people to join us to really build out the product capabilities to really go into all the verticals that we think are worth exploring. So far, like all these things are working out, but I'm not too surprised down the road. We might have like 1 or 2 products that might not work out, that we have to shut it down. But I think this is all good as well, because in the end of the day, the team shipping, like trying out and experimenting different products, is always good to keep growing and keep getting the team better at at like really shipping like high quality products. Yeah. And all these things are basically things that we are trying to do. We are trying to build out the internal team capability to really like learn and ship and work with like the community and stuff like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that Steve Jobs has a line that your only job is to connect the dots, but you can only connect the dots looking backwards. So your job is to collect a lot of dots. We take a lot of shots on goal. We build a lot of products. Some of them scale very quickly. Some of them take a little bit more time to get going. And as Young said, sometimes they have to be put down if they're really not working. But the goal is to experiment, ferociously, to build aggressively, and to try to create user value as fast as possible across many different verticals. And that's really the secret to success over here. All right, let's see. I think that there really only leaves, how many people are in the Jupiter team right now? Ask Ether fan. I think it's about 105. If I'm not mistaken.
110 around that.
Was it 110 now? Italo's been hiring. He's been on a spree. That team is getting very, very good. All right, last thing to say before we jump here, a very special announcement. We teased it a little bit earlier in the call. People might remember in January of 2025, we did something that no one, I think, can possibly forget if you were there. 1,500 people a day came to the first ever Jupiter Summit, the first ever community conference in Istanbul, Turkey. We called it Catstanbul. 2 days jam-packed with announcements from Jupe, tons of community talks and an unconference, super fun activations, parties, and just like the best vibes of any crypto conference that has ever happened, point blank, period, end of story. We had to run it back. And this time we're doing it in a new location, folks, which is a little bit of
best location in the world.
That's a bit of a teaser that you are all cordially invited to the Jupiter Summit in Kuala Lumpur, end of January 2026. Almost certainly going to be the last weekend of the month. We're just finalizing the venue details. There's some contractual stuff we got to figure out, but it is going to be the last week of January. Big one over here. Seong did kind of give it away, but that's why we love him. Catstanbul was a vibe, and the vibes are going to continue here. Jupiverse Summit. Mark your calendars. Get your visas. The good thing is about Malaysia, pretty easy to get visas for most folks. So hopefully everyone can join this time. I know last time it was a little bit trickier for people to get there. Now everyone's going to come. 2 days packed with programming, all about you, the community, all about Jupiter, the team, and everything else that's going on. 20-hour flight loading, says OG. Yeah, that part's not great, but it's going to be so worth it. I can promise you that. Seong, if you had to sell KL to the folks here, what's the best part of KL here?
I mean, the team is there, so like a lot of people don't have to travel. Then we can, but that doesn't mean that means that we have more time to really prep for the event. And now a lot of us are here, like we understand. I mean, we can really present KL from how we think about it. Catstanbul is a bit remote for us. We have to depend on other people to really set up the experience and everything. But I think KL will be very interesting because, again, we can really present it to you, like how we live, a lot of things that are we live here, we know that I wouldn't say we know the inside out, but we know part of it that we can really make it different.
Yeah. And I will say, obviously the scope of it, when you get there, it's going to be it's super exciting because I think a lot of people have not been to Kuala Lumpur. It is excellent. The food is better than Singapore. Shout out to Nick, who needs to hear that. And it is there's so much fun stuff to do there. But I mean, obviously for 2 days you'll just be with us. But if you can pair this with a trip to Bali, with a trip to Vietnam, with a trip to Japan, to anything, because you're really right in the heart.
South Asia is definitely don't just spend 2 days at Kuala Lumpur. I think you should extend it for a couple of few days. Then also go to Bangkok as well, Vietnam. The whole South Asia experience is very different. Even though every country is next to each other, but we don't understand each other. When the Thai people speak Thai, Malaysian don't understand, even though we're next to each other.
Yeah. I think that this is going to be an absolute blast. More details are coming around, subsidies, around programming, people who want to speak, whatever you want to do, activations, all that will be coming soon. But we wanted to let you know right now so that you can block the calendar, even if you can't book flights just yet. Block the calendar, know where you're going to be at the end of January. It is going to be a blast. I can promise you that. All right. Folks, we did it, and we did it in under an hour.
Have to do a long flight. I would say, when you're flying here, definitely take a stop over. You might do a layover in Korea. Go out, check out the city. Maybe stay 1 or 2 nights before you fly here. Yeah, that's how I always do. When I fly, we have to fly between US and Malaysia. Yeah.
Oh, did you stop somewhere?
I always do it. I always do a like 23-hour stopover. Sometimes I don't even sleep. I just go out for the whole night and just like jump on the flight the next day. Yes.
It's crazy. It's
That was the young me, but not the now me.
not Papa Siag. Now he's a different man. He's a changed man now. Well, I tell you this, folks. This is going to be an absolute killer. I really am excited for it. I cannot wait to show you everything we've been building, all the announcements. There's going to be some very special ones. I can promise you're going to want to be there in person for this. Shall you bring your wife?
Yes.
Says Nora Show. I don't think that Soju is coming. So then, yes, it is safe to bring your wife. The lady killer will not be there. Sorry, he will be there, unfortunately. So maybe leave the wife and the girlfriend at home. I don't know. Soju's coming. I was just kidding. All right, folks. We will get you the dates very soon. Like I said, we just need to finalize with the venue, but we wanted to bring you this news as a part of the Q3 token holder report. And speaking of which, that full report is going to go, or the full update, excuse me, is going to go live later today. It is like a 15 or 20, I think it's like 26 pages PDF that has a lot more details into everything that we talked about here. So for people who want to go and really get deep into the weeds, that is the place that you can go. Just follow at Jupiter Exchange. It'll probably be up within the next few hours, maybe a little bit sooner than that. I literally am going to hang up on this and then go look at the PDF, make sure that it's good to go. If I had to give you the 3 top line takeaways, though, from this whole Q3 token holder report, first, why we're here. We believe the future of finance is decentralized, and we believe that Jupiter is in the best possible position to be the conduit for the masses, both retail and institutional, to start to use decentralized finance tools. That's number 1. Number 2, nobody ships like Jupiter. My God, so many goddamn updates across so many products, any one of which could be a keynote presentation at Breakpoint, quite honestly. And all of that has led to a robust business, 70% quarter-on-quarter growth in volumes, 40% growth in TVL, 20% revenue growth, like all these numbers up and to the right. And going forward in Q4, some really exciting things, some new products, new features, and new focus coming your way. That's all we got. Siang, you want to say any last words?
Yeah, I mean, again, the team is amazing. I mean, like seeing it from like 2 people, 20 people last year to now like 110 people this year. And like different background, different cultures all over the world, different talents. It's just very cool to see how all these people can come together and really work out, like, and really ship stuff that are changing a lot of people's life as well, like bringing value to like a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, like, again, like the team is really what make everything happen. Like hopefully we can keep shipping values, like bringing more values to our users. Yeah,
that is the goal, until the whole world is saying the same 3 magic words. Just use Jupiter, folks. Throw it in there. Throw it in the chat. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you, Siang, for coming out as well. I know you're very tired, obviously. And thank you to the team that put this all together: Srijani, Morton, Dianis, Shaf, Kishan as well, and a bunch of other product leads from across. This is really a very large-scale effort to get this together, but it's a great chance for us to kind of look back, reflect, and communicate clearly to you, the token holders, and the community on what we've been up to. This is the level of transparency that you should demand from every project that you interact with, and we're glad to be leading the way in terms of transparency and collecting feedback. So you don't have to go home, as Polymonger would say, but you cannot stay here. Thank you very much, my friends. We will catch you very soon. See you next week for the Planetary Call. Goodbye.